Everybody's doing amazing. So I know for some of you, at some point, you've asked yourself or you've asked God, where is my abundance? You see other people with it. You see the world. Seems like everybody around you is living different than you're living. And so you may be saying to yourself, or you may be praying and saying, Lord, where's my abundance? And I know, and something that you have to know, first of all, is that your abundance is caught up in your mindset. You have to always be a believer that abundance is your birthright. It is for you to have, always intentioned for you, something that you can't deny and that no one can keep from you. But what happens is somewhere between life and the office, we lose track of what God intended us to have. And we start measuring our life and our gifts and our talents based on what the world thinks and not based on what God gave us. So today I'm going to be sharing with you 5 ways to identify abundance. And if this is something that you need help with, you got to ask yourself, how long am I going to struggle to figure it out myself? Send me a DM. Let's hop on the phone. Let's figure it out. Be willing to do whatever it takes to find your abundance. So understand first and foremost that everybody has gifts. Let's talk about the nature of money. First and foremost, understand that money is just an exchange. It could be paper money, it could be gold, it could be silver, it could be seashells, it could be anything. Money is just an exchange, right? It's how people say, I'm going to do this for you if you do this for me. Did everybody understand that? So there's no one person that is destined to have more money than the next. What it boils down to is, will you make the number of exchanges necessary to grow your wealth? The more people you serve, good morning, Demores, the more exchanges you make, the more revenue you generate. So if you don't have your abundance, you got to say, am I exchanging my time and talents at a job, which may limit your abundance? You may say, am I exchanging my time and my talents and not charging my worth, which may limit your abundance? Some of us may be exchanging our time and talent for free. We're talking this morning about where's your abundance. So the truth of the matter is, when it's all said and done, good morning, Delight, everyone, everyone has access to kingdom abundance. And if you don't have it, you must be willing to go on a journey to find it, because it's not lost. At some point, you came into the world with it, and at some point, you lost track of what you were destined to do. But at the end of the day, the abundance and the opportunity to have it still exists. So you got to say to yourself, what am I willing to do to uncover my abundance? Everybody's gifts and talents are different. So one thing you have to stop doing is looking at what everybody else is doing and trying to do that. Can I tell y'all a funny story? So yesterday I did my first reel, and I haven't done reels because that's not my thing. Short content is not my thing. Long content is my thing. So I said, let me get out here and I'm going to do what everybody else is doing. Everybody else is doing reels. Everybody else is doing TikTok. Let me get out here. And what I quickly realized is that even though a lot of these people are getting a lot of views doing reels and a lot of views doing TikToks, how many of them are really building a brand doing that? So I had to say to myself, is this the right course of action for me? And be honest with the answer. Hey, good morning, Darius, that I get. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Just because somebody else does it and makes it look good doesn't mean it's for you. And we have to stop trying to model and mimic everybody else and do what works for us. Do what works for you. Your blessing is for you, and nobody can keep you from it, but you got to go the path to get your blessing. Good morning, Michael. So, good morning, JGM. So, number one, understand your gifts and talents. The Bible says your gifts will make room for you. That's a truth. See, we quote these Bible verses, but when it's all said and done, do we believe them? Do we believe that when the Bible says your gifts will make room for you, do we believe that our gifts and talents can truly pay our bills, can truly give us the lifestyle that we want? And if we don't believe it, we got to go back to square one and say, why am I not leveraging my gifts and talents? Why do I not understand that my gifts will make room for me? And part of that is, let me tell you, and this is the truth, you're so good at what you do, you don't recognize the value. It's so easy what you do to you that you don't recognize that other people struggle with it. It's innate for you. You were born with it. You're a gifted leader. You're a gifted crafter. You're a gifted coach. You're gifted at giving people advice. Good morning, Karen. And so we become complacent and start to not recognize our gifts as what they are. And they're truly, I don't care what it is. Any idea that comes to you. Some of us are sloughing off $1 million ideas. Good morning, Rhonda. Good morning, Shamika. You guys make sure you share the broadcast because we don't see the value. But I bet somebody else sees it. And if you're not careful, somebody else will pick it up and try, code word try, operative word try, to run with it. Your gifts, somebody said in the chat, my gifts will make room for me. That means that there is no dollar amount placed on the value of your gifts other than that which you place yourself. I want you to listen to me real close. The law of compensation says that the more people you serve, the more money you make. The more people you serve, the more money you make. Say it in the chat. My gifts will make room for me. You want to make more money? Serve more people. You want to make more money? Serve more people. Now, let me tell you what probably is going to happen. Some of the things that you have learned will have to be unlearned. Somebody say, my God. Some of the habits that you picked up about money will have to be unlearned. In order for you to truly live out your abundance, you're going to have to unlearn some bad stuff you learned about money. And that's the truth. You can't say, I want more money, and then don't do everything you can to serve more people. It doesn't add up. And then you can't say, I want more money, and then not be able to put a value on what it is that you offer, not be able to identify the value between, well, I don't care if it's your time and your company. I don't care if you don't do nothing but sit on the phone and listen. Do you understand the value in listening? Do you know how many people in the world don't have anybody to really talk to? Do you know how many people are in the world at large are lonely for real conversation? Because, see, social media made everybody want to text you on your birthday. Made everybody want to message you on your birthday. Made everybody want to post on your social media on your birthday. How many phone calls did you get on your birthday? I might have got 3 or 4. And that's good. So you got to say to yourself, what does the world need from me? Stop trying to mimic. Stop trying to follow. Stop trying to do everything everybody else does. What am I good at? What does the world need from me? And once you figure that out, go do it with reckless abandon. Go do it with, get you a little piece of strategy and hit the road. Because nothing is going to change sitting where you are. Nothing is going to change until you take action. You are in full control of your destiny. You have to act like it. You have to walk in it. You have to not be afraid of it. So understand that money is an exchange for your gifts and talents. Money is also an exchange for your time and energy. Everybody's time has a value. You don't owe anybody. Somebody type in the chat, I don't owe anybody. You don't owe anybody your time. You don't owe anybody your attention. You don't owe anybody your ear. You don't. You don't. You don't owe anybody. And when you stop spending your time and spinning your wheels, donating your time and energy, what you'll start to see is a transformation in your abundance. You don't owe anybody. Them people that call you and burn up your time, you don't owe them. Them people that don't really want to buy your products and services, you don't owe them. You don't owe them your time or your attention. And if they want it, they have to be willing to pay for it. Because when you don't charge people for your time and energy and attention, when you need to spend time with me to figure out your life, you don't have the money. When you need to spend time with me to figure out your business, you don't have the money. It's because you've messed up the cycle. All of us have something to contribute, and all of us have something that we need in return. If I don't charge my clients for my products and services, when I need to grow my brand, I don't have the money. If you start charging somebody for your time and attention, and if you don't know how, send me a DM. I'll teach you how to charge folks. If you're not good at charging people, get some help. It's not going to fix itself. Stop thinking that. But once you fix it, it's fixed for good. You sometimes need somebody to look at what you have and do an assessment. You know how they do on an Antique Roadshow? Send me a message, Rivka. You know how they do on an Antique Roadshow? You got all these collectibles, but you don't know how much they worth. And so you got to take them to the Antique Roadshow and they do an evaluation. And they tell you what that antique is worth. Some of you guys don't know. Some of you guys don't know the value. And so because you're not aware of the proper exchange, you're selling yourself too low or not at all. And in your abundance is caught up in that. So the Lord has already delivered it. It already exists. It's already in the natural. But because you don't understand the value of what you do, your abundance is caught up. And until you free that abundance up, you're going to continue to struggle financially because your abundance is not at a job. Your abundance is not a side hustle. Your abundance is what you love to do, so much so you forget sometimes that it's your gift. You forget sometimes that other people are not as good at it as you. You take it. I posted a picture yesterday. 50-50 to me means I can't take anything for granted. I can't take my gifts, my talents, or anything for granted. God has already sent you provisions. God has already sent you the necessary tools to be abundant in this world. God has already sent you everything you need to amass any amount of money you want. I know some of y'all say money ain't important. I know some of y'all say that. But the truth of the matter is, having money is not everything. Not having it is. Having money is not everything. Not having it is. Not being able to pay your light bill. Not being able to pay your water bill. Aren't you tired of the struggle? And the truth of the matter is, when you get tired enough, you will do whatever it takes. You will send me a message. You will say, Coach, I'm tired. Let's get on the phone and figure out what I need to do to move forward, because I'm willing to do whatever it takes. I'm willing to do whatever it takes to free those gifts and talents that I have, to charge for those gifts and talents that I have, to move forward with those gifts and talents that I have. I'm willing to do whatever it takes. And it's not a moment before that time. Because let me tell you something about faith. You may feel like you don't have what it takes to invest in freeing your gifts and talents. Number one, if you've never asked, you don't know. Some women be like, Coach, I want to work with you, but I can't afford you. You've never even asked how much it costs. How do you know? You have counted yourself out. You've counted yourself out. What you love to do and what you're good at is the juncture. That's the intersection of your wealth. Anything that's too hard, anything that's not from you, anything that you doing it. I talked to a lady that said, I want to start a truck driving company. I said, well, do you love trucks? Do you love trucks? She said, no, but I've seen a lot of people. I said, that's where you know you done messed up right. You know you done messed up right. Come on now. You can't do what everybody else do just because they do it. Just because you seen them making money. Find your gift. Find your talent. Look for what God gave you and do that. Anything else is fraud. Anything else ain't going to get you the return you're looking for. Anything else is less than your destiny. Stop showing up at less than your destiny. Stop showing up at less than what God said you could have. Stop accepting less than. See, so Candace, that's the hard part. Good morning, Candace. That's the hard part, is when you look at something and it looks easy for somebody else. Somebody told me the other day, well, Coach, you make it look easy. How the hell I make it look easy many hours as I work? How I make it look easy many live streams as I do? How do I make it look easy as much as you see me in these internet streets? Please explain it to me. How I make it look easy. But we make these assumptions on other people's gifts and talents and blessings, that if this thing blessed them, surely it will bless me. And that's not what the word said. Anything you do requires work. Somebody just type in anything. Stop buying this get rich quick shit. Please stop buying these get rich quick schemes. Please stop thinking that if it was that easy, everybody would have it. Drake said, It's way more people that want it than people that have it. Anything you do is going to require your dedication. It's going to require your commitment. It's going to require your hard work. It's going to require your sacrifice. And if you show up thinking anything else, if you show up thinking anything that I'm about to get in here, I'm about to get in the pain and go hard. If you show up thinking anything other than I'm about to show up, I used to tell people, they call me Mrs. 25/8. 25 hours, 8 days straight. If you expect anything other than to work your ass off, this is what I don't get. Let me tell y'all what I don't get. Y'all will go to a job and you will show up early and you will stay late and you'll work around the clock and you'll do whatever your boss tells you, whether it is comfortable or not. And you get that little bitty check on Friday and you dance through the streets and you pay your bills and you might be able to buy yourself something that you really wanted, that you really like. And then when the money runs out, you still back at that job doing whatever they ask you to do. But you come over here where the money is unlimited. And you don't even want to work 40 hours a week. Hey, good morning, Jimenez. You don't even want to work 40 hours a week. You want to put 4 hours on your business and call it a 7-figure business. You won't. You won't call it that. As hard as you work for that last promotion where they only gave you $2, as hard as you worked for that, work hard for this, what God gave you. As hard as you worked for that 50-cent raise last year, work that hard for your gifts and talents. See, you got to show up different when it's yours. Thank you guys for the badges. You got to show up like it's yours. You got to show up like God gave you a gift. You got to show up like it's millions of. Let me tell y'all something what I told my brand ambassadors last night. Y'all be afraid to go live, afraid to post. Do y'all know we not that far out of slavery? I just want to tell y'all something real quick. Just listen to me. My great, let me see. My grandmother is Big Mama. Big Mama's mama was my Betty, and my granddaddy's mother was Sis Jed. Their mothers were slaves. My great-great-grandmothers were slaves. My great-grandmothers were sharecroppers. And you got action at $1 million and you can't show up. It blows my mind. I'm going to say that again for the cheap seats. We used to couldn't even eat with the people, with the Caucasians. Much less buy what they drive, much less live where they live. And you got action. You got action at millions of dollars and you can't show up. Talking about you some scared. You scared. Be afraid when they beat you so hard that you don't even have a menses cycle. That's what used to happen to the slaves. Women who were in slavery got beat so hard, and they worked so hard and so long that they didn't even have a menses cycle. I know this is hard to hear. I know it's hard to hear. And some of y'all won't receive it. But you got the tools, the technology, the knowledge. And if you don't have the strategy, I can help you with it. It won't be free, but I can help you with it. But it's nothing in this world that can keep me off my abundance. It's nothing in this world that can keep me off my next level. I don't have to get beat to do it. I don't have to eat pig entrails. I don't have to eat the boy. I want y'all to just think about the culture and how much culture is worth. You sitting in the middle of the African-American culture in terms of revenue and trends. You sit in the middle of a trend-setting culture. Everything we touch, from weed to chitlins, cornbread, wings, the throwaway food, oxtails, everything we touch is now worth millions. Why are we not selling our own stuff? I just want y'all to hear me real quick. You sit in the middle of a multi-trillion-dollar culture. Everything we do is a hit. But we scared. I would be afraid of being broke. I would be afraid of not being able to leave a legacy for my kids. I would be afraid of working a job for the rest of my life. Those are the things that would scare me. I mean, and if you put this whole, somebody say in the chat, I ain't scared. If you put this whole fear thing in perspective like that, it make you really think different. Yeah. Oxtails, $40 a plate. About $9 a pound. You can get a steak cheaper than you can get oxtails. Somebody say in the chat, I ain't scared. You got to stop being afraid of your money. You got to stop being afraid of your destiny. Ain't nobody going to beat you for going live. Ain't nobody going to rape you for going live. Because our ancestors, they got raped. They got beat. They got raped. They had a right to be afraid. And even then, they wasn't afraid. They still marched in spite of, got bit by dogs, and still marched for our rights. Got sprayed with water and still got shot and killed in the streets and still got hung from trees and still wasn't scared. And you scared of your iPhone? You scared to ask somebody to buy your product or service? What's the worst they can do? Come on in and call you a name? Baby, I used to play with the trolls. One man came on there to my, wear your hair. I said, your mama borrowed my wig last Sunday for church and didn't bring it back. You think you're going to scare me off my blessings? You think you're going to scare me off my blessings? What God intended for me. And let me tell you about your products and services. You ask enough people and somebody going to say yes. So I'm not even afraid of that. All you can do is tell me no. One client leave, baby, another one is coming. Hello? But I'm not finna let these people fool with me about my bread. And you shouldn't either. Abundance is your gift from the Most High. Why are you not walking in it? Stop thinking you can do everything yourself. If you've never run a business before, you probably do need some help. That fear you feel is probably because you don't know what you're doing. Stop and invest in some help. But just scared to be scared, and then stop talking about you can't afford shit. Baby, I had to get here by hook or by crook. I remember catering to be able to pay for my kids' private school. I remember baking cakes and pies to be able to send them to summer camp. Y'all got action. Y'all ain't even got to get out of your car. You can ride around and drop people off and make money. You can go pick up food at fast food restaurants and make money. You can go and pick up stuff at the grocery store and make money. Baby, what you talking about you can't afford? That's ridiculous. You don't want the help. Because I see them bags on y'all shoulder. And they not knockoffs. How long are you going to be trapped with less than? Because if I'm trapped with less than, and I thought somebody had the key to get me out, I'm going to go find the money to free myself. Or is it that you don't really believe in your abundance in the first place? My God. Because that's what it is for a lot of you. A lot of you is you would invest if you really believed. You would invest if you really believe. Then you say shit like, how I know it's going to work. Hell, how I know you going to work. Man, look, I'm telling you. I get clients and sometimes you got to beg them to go get their money. I'm not that chick. People talking about, I hire a coach for accountability. No, your bank account. Your bank account is your accountability. You want some extra accountability? Call the bank every morning. When you wake up, pray. Tell the Lord, thank you for another night. Meditate, get your mind right. And then call Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Chase, and them. And when you don't like what you hear, get your ass up and do something about it. You want some accountability? Call your bank account. You want some accountability? Because everything you see around you is because of what you think. You think you can't afford a Bentley. You think you can't afford a new house. You think you can't afford a coach. You speaking broke. Shut your mouth. Y'all need to type in the chat. Shut your mouth. Shut your own mouth. You speaking broke over yourself. Then you worry about who talking about you. Girl, you talking about you. And I know people hate to hear it, but it is so true. Who talking about me? You. You're your own worst enemy. It's you. Shut your mouth. It's you. Stop saying what you don't have. Girl, it's you. Girl, they was talking about me. Girl, you was talking about how broke you was. You was talking about how you couldn't afford. You was talking about how you was sick of that job, but you ain't doing nothing about it. Girl, that was you. Because let me tell you something. While you sitting over there trying to listen for who talking about you, you should be too busy to hear them. I ain't worried about nobody talking about me but the people at the bank. What they said. And if it ain't them, I don't have time. If it ain't them, I don't have time. Stop having time for the nonsense. You might find time to make some money. Stop having time to stalk your man. You might have time to stalk them Benjamins. Stop having time to do all this follow-up with your grown children. You might have time to get your retirement account right. Sometimes we just spend time on the wrong things. Your abundance requires your attention. Your abundance, your wealth requires your time and energy. And no, it's not that you love money, but hell, do you love being broke? People talk about, oh, you be talking about money. You shouldn't love money. I don't love money. I love the Lord. But the Lord said, see, I don't love money. I love the Most High. But the Most High said I'm supposed to have it. So where is it? He once said, so where is it? And until you go on that never-ending search, there's a book by Paulo Coelho called The Alchemist. And he talked about, thank you, Anita Touch, for the badge. He talked about how long he had to go on this journey to find his, what they called in the book, his personal legend. Your personal legend is your destiny, your riches, your wealth. However you want your life to look like, if you can make your life look anyway. I want you to say, hold on. Everybody has that opportunity. Somebody just type in, I have it. Everybody has a chance at living whatever life it is that you want. He said he is no respecter person. If he'll do it for one, He'll do it for you. So just type in, I have it, because I want you to realize that. I want you to realize that. Now, this man had to go all the way around the world. They was way in Egypt trying to find his personal legend. Come to find out, all that time, his purpose, his destiny, his wealth, his riches was right where he started. But had he not gone on that journey, he would have never found it. Some of y'all refuse to leave your house to get your blessings. Some of you refuse to leave the place that's comfortable in order to reap your reward. Sometimes you got to take a trip, and you may not have the perfect plan. See, that's what we want. We want a perfect plan. We want everything to be mapped out. We don't want no twists and no turns. And the minute that something goes awry, oh, we want to give up. But you don't do that at a job. I need you to make it. I'm trying to make sense now. I'm trying to make it make sense. You don't give up on a job when they don't give you a promotion. You don't give up on a job when they sexually harass you. You don't give up on a job when they discriminate against you. You don't give up on a job. You don't. You better tell them, Candace, brought all the kids. Because you did what you had to do in that moment. See, we say we're willing to do whatever it takes, but when a dollar figure hits the table, all of a sudden we can't afford. You're either willing to do whatever it takes or you're not. And it's not just money. It's whatever it takes money. It's whatever it takes time. It's being able to balance your family. Do you know people be having the nerve to tell me, oh, I got a job and I got kids, I'm busy. Girl, who not? Somebody please tell me who ain't busy. See, one thing I never do, I never compare my busy to anybody else's. I know for a fact I'm busy. Good morning, Vicky. I know for a fact I'm busy. But I know for a fact you are too. But if I don't make time to pursue my destiny, who will? If I don't make time to pursue my next level, who will? So are you willing to do whatever it takes? And Candace Holyfield, six-figure spot chick, it is because you were then and still are. When I saw your story the other day, I say, my God, it ain't always perfect for folks, y'all, but we keep moving. Will you keep moving even when shit ain't working 100%? Will you keep moving even when trials and tribulations come your way? Will you keep moving even when it ain't looking good? You don't give up on a job. People say, well, this, that, and the other happened to me, and I'm going to have to put my business down for a little while. But you're still going to work. At what point is your destiny and your next level going to be as important or more important than that job? Are you willing to keep going no matter what? And you absolutely right, JGO. People make time, energy, effort, and money for what they really want. So stop lying. Stop saying that you really want it if you don't. Stop acting like a business owner if you don't really want a business. Because if you're running around and you're not making no money in your business, are you a business owner? Are you? That's like saying I'm a restaurant owner. I ain't never cooking no food. That's like saying I got a daycare and I ain't never got no kids. That's like saying I sell a product or service, but I never have anything on the shelf. We gotta start being honest with ourselves about the opportunity, number one. You got an opportunity to leverage free tools. It's free to go live. It's free to post on social media. It's free to inbox people. It's free to make reels. All of these things are free. How many times are you doing them every month? How many times are you doing them every day? You know what somebody told me one time? They said, you go live too much. Too much? Is there such thing as getting paid too much? Is there such thing as getting paid too much? I don't get it. But see, somebody else would have been like, let me stop going live so much. Shit, I start going live more. I start going live more often. Stop letting other people be your qualifier. If they ain't got something good to say to you, stop listening to them. They told me I was going too live too much. I start going live like the news. 5, 5:36, 6:37, 7:38, 8:39, 9:30. Because what you are not is that person is going to send me some money when my bills are due. What you are not is the person that's on my financial obligations. What you are not is the person that's going to help me if I don't have it. You're not that. You're not that. So you don't get to speak over my actions. Stop letting people who ain't nothing to you speak over your life. Speak over your actions. Stop valuing their opinion so much so that you change who you are. I know that's right, JGL. You better. Because that's the return. The more you do it, the more people you get in front of, the more people you serve. That's it. That's all. Guys, it's not whether people like you or not. It's whether you show up or not. Some of y'all like, oh, don't nobody buy my stuff because they don't know about me. Girl, because they don't like me. Girl, they don't know about you. I'm about to reread this book called Guerrilla Marketing. And guerrilla marketing is the sum total of how I got started. Because guerrilla marketing is by any means necessary. Guerrilla marketing is that I'm going to stay in your face. Guerrilla marketing is every time you look up, you're going to see me. Because if you're assigned to me, then I want you to know that I'm the choice. Baby, Fashion Nova texted me 4 times yesterday. But let me tell y'all what y'all will do. Now, no tea or shade. I'm just going to be honest. If I start texting y'all 2 or 3 times a day, y'all start talking shit about me. Listen to me. If I text y'all, I'll text y'all 1 time and y'all be like, stop. But you got Fashion Nova. Fashion Nova texts me 6 times and I can't wear shit they got. Fashion Nova texts me 6 times yesterday. And I can carry their purses. But I can't wear their clothes. But y'all don't buy that though. But the minute somebody else, somebody that look like you, text you. The minute somebody that look like you, email you. Oh, right, Candace. And you don't unsubscribe. Y'all better stop giving them folk all your money because them folks ain't got no love for you. And that's the truth. And I'm just being honest. Y'all got so much judgment for another Black woman business owner. So much to say about another Black woman business owner. The rest of the world raping and pillaging the Black community, and you have nothing to say. During the pandemic, you could not get your bank on the phone. During the pandemic, you could not even get your bank on the phone. So you mean to tell me you holding my money and you can't find somebody to come in there and answer calls about my bread. I'm just being honest. I hope I'm talking to somebody this morning. So if you can't respect other business owners that look like you run around, you quick to complain, quick to post they shit online, and you done missed out on quick to call them scammers. Or everybody's a scammer. Is they a scammer or you just didn't do your damn work? Because I know I got a bunch of people and I teach my ass off. But you still got to show up and do the work. But y'all ain't calling people out for the original scam, which is slavery. The original scam, which is how these jobs treat us. The original scam, which is how these jobs pay us. The original scam, which is the wealth gap. How much more money Caucasians have than African Americans? How much more resources Caucasians have than African Americans? How much more a Caucasian male is paid versus an African American woman? You want to call somebody a scammer? You want to fix your mouth to call somebody a scammer? Call them corporation scammers. But wait a minute now, let me get deeper. And then I'm going to go back to abundance. Stop investing because somebody look good. Stop spending y'all money with people because they look good, and then you come back and say they was a scammer. If that person didn't come up through the ranks, if that person ain't got a story to tell, if that person can't help you from start to finish, stop. Stop. I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest. Everything I got, I accumulated. You know my story. You know where I come from. I used to work just like you. I've been in these internet streets. Stop spending your money with people that just got here, claiming they the GOAT. They got here. Oh, they got a Bentley, girl. Yeah, that they man bought. You don't know where their bread came from. And then you want them to teach you what? How to get a rich man? Stop. I'm just being honest, y'all. Your abundance is enough. God will put on your heart who you need to work with. And then once he does it, you need to do whatever it takes to work with them. Anything else, and you're cheating yourself. So what did we say this morning? Abundance is your birthright. Number one, expect it. Somebody type in expect it. You need to start expecting abundance. You need to start expecting big checks. You need to start expecting people to pay you more. You need to start expecting to walk in your blessings. You get what you expect. Change your expectation and you change your abundance. Number one. Number two, realize that your time and energy has a value. Stop sowing. You know, the word says, do not throw your pearls to swine. What does that mean? Stop fooling with them broke folks. Stop fooling with them broke folks. Stop fooling with them broke folks. If they don't want to pay you, that's their business. But you ain't got to give them your time or attention. Don't keep lowering your prices because one person said no. I tell y'all what I did. I always try to leave a door open for the women that come behind me, because I know in their minds they feel they can't afford. So I always try to leave the door open. So even as I always increase my prices, I always try to have a $29, $39, some kind of workshop that people can come to. Girl, lately people ain't been signing up. You ain't hurt me. What I did was I went and increased all my coaching packages, $5,000. And I said, I'm just not going to do no more $29 webinars. If you don't know you need a profit plan, if you don't know you need a business plan, if you don't know how to increase your prices, that's your business. My goal is to make as many millionaire women as I can. But I can't beg people to go on this journey. You have the total right to charge whatever you want for whatever you have. And until sometimes you sow a seed at a supernatural rate, you won't have a supernatural expectation. I'm just being honest. So stop giving away your time and energy. Charge for it. Number 3, stop trying to follow everybody else. Do what you love to do. Do what you're good at. That is where your abundance is. You want to know where your abundance is? What is it that you love to do? What is it that you're good at? What does the world want from you? You can't figure it out. Don't sit there for the next 30 years. Send me a DM. Let's talk about it. But you got to do something. Because doing nothing is absolute failure. We're all so afraid that we're going to mess something up. But when you do nothing, that is absolute failure. And that's also absolute regret. And last but not least, what are you willing to do? I always ask this question. I always ask people, if you had an opportunity to get $1 million, you knew $1 million was in your backyard buried, what would you be willing to do to dig it up? You really need a bulldozer. So would you find the money for a bulldozer? You really need a jackhammer. Would you find the money for a jackhammer? What would you do? What would you do if the first bulldozer broke down? Now you need another one. What are you willing to do to walk in your abundance? And until that moment that you open your mouth and say, I'm willing to do anything. Until that time. Somebody type in anything in the chat. Until that time. Until that moment. This will continue to avoid you. Your abundance will continue to hide from you. It might be as simple as, because I tell y'all all the time, you kicking around bags of money. I can spend 15 minutes on the phone with somebody and show them where their abundance is, and it's been hidden from them for years. They kicking over bags of money to get to a job, kicking over bags of money to get to a broke business. Until you're willing to do anything, invest anything, spend any amount of time, pull out all the stops, you will not cross that 7-figure bridge. You won't. Even though you deserve to, even though you have the gifts and talents to, even though you have the divine right to, you just won't. So guys, my new abundance series, I'm working on 6:30 every morning. I have a new book coming out called The Abundance Habit, because that's what it is. Abundance is a habit. Learning to experience abundance is a habit. It doesn't happen overnight. If we talk today and then we turn around and talk again tomorrow, that doesn't change anything when you see different. So you got to create an expectation habit. You got to expect abundance. And that's when things start to change. So I'll see you guys a little bit later today, but definitely see you tomorrow morning, December 1st at 6:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, right? For the abundance habit. Love you guys. Have a great morning.